there are many importance and benefit of budgeting. When it comes to budgeting, we have the 50-30-20 rule.
50-30-20 rule. How would you advise when it comes to joint accounts to married couples?
Everything it's about agreement. This is what I will be taking care of. This is what you are taking care of. Where maybe you want to build, you want to buy some assets, you can use the joint account for those investments. But for your other earnings, you could agree the wife should be refilling the gas, the husband is paying the school fees for the children,
I feel like here in Kenya, we don't have a very good saving culture. In terms of financial planning, there are people who are still not married. They want to know, how can I organize myself, save and invest? Some people are fearing women should not invest because if you get married, there should be issues. What kind of advice would you share with our audience?
There was challenge the other day from our church, by the way, if I may mention it. There's a couple that, we had a project to buy the seat for the church.
Wow.
And this couple, you are told that the whole capacity of the church seats were bought by a family.
Wow. One family. In Kenya?
Here in Meru.
In Meru. And what's the minimum to put in the money market fund?
Money market account? Today, even at 100 shillings, you can start your money market fund with 100 shillings and keep building it.
Let's say I want to open a money market fund for my son.
Yes.
Right now he's 8 years. I want to do it for the next 10 years. When he's 18, I'll tell him about it. Between having that money market fund for him and having an account where I'm just putting money. So you're saying the money market fund is much better?
Yeah, that is a pure investment. It has no insurance in it.
Wow.
And you see it also attracts the tax. In the money market, we say the money that you've invested, every interest it earns, you withdraw. The government will take the 15% withholding tax.
Hello everyone, my name is Lynette Kawera, the CEO of Tumaini Africa CBO, and today we are joined with a lovely guest, Madam Beatrice Kenoti, a financial advisor with Britam Kenya. Say hello to our audience.
Hello everyone, I'm glad to be here.
So today we are doing our second podcast, and today we're talking about financial matters. And today we will have a guest on our show so that we can have more insights on financial matters, financial planning, budgeting, so that our audience, both women and youth, are able to be educated. They are able to know more on how to organize themselves financially and become financially stable and free. So today we are going to have a discussion with our experts. We want to talk about financial matters, and you can help our audience to know how can they improve their financial matters, how can they improve on their financial journey on sustainability and growth.
Wow, thank you very much for the invitation.
Yes.
I'm sure we are all here to learn about financial matters, of which everyone knows money matters, and we are going to learn much even as we have this discussion. Yes, about money. Money is just money.
Yes.
The substance, what you use to buy. And the first thing first, how do we get this money? What are the sources of the money that we get? Because you also advocate to have legit money, money that you've worked for.
Yes.
Then you can know when it comes to your pocket, then what to do with it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. No, that's a good one. So for those who are out there who are maybe not employed permanent or by the government, and you're there doing some side hustle, either farming, either rearing chickens, or whatever other jobs you're doing, and you want to find out, okay, I've earned, let's say, today I've earned my 100 shillings. How can I plan for it? How can I budget it to help me and my family and to help me grow financially? How would you help that young person out there, or a lady out there?
Okay, for someone who is not employed, even though they are not employed, there are always many ways of getting money.
Yes.
You can use your talent to earn your money.
Yes.
You can, you sell something to earn money. Yes.
That's true.
And when that money gets maybe at 100, we have the rule of budgeting.
Yes.
You budget for your money.
Yes.
And there are many importance and benefit of budgeting.
Yes.
Number one, when you budget, you are able to plan for your money well. You avoid wastage.
Yes.
That's why you put your money where it's supposed to be.
Yes.
And you avoid overspending. Yes.
Yes.
So it is always good to budget. Yes. And when it comes to budgeting, we have the 50-30-20 rule.
50, 30, 20 rule when it comes to budgeting.
Yes.
I hope my audience, you're listening to that. That there is 50 to 30 to 20 budget rule.
Yes.
And Beauty is going to take us through it.
Yeah, when we talk of 50, 30, 20 rule, it's a total of 100%.
Yes.
And that is when we say the 50% of what you get. Maybe it is that 100 shillings or the 200 shillings or any amount of money that comes to your pocket.
Yes.
Then you're able to, the 50% of it, you're supposed to set it apart for maybe your wants.
Yes.
Wants, those are the needs that you need every day.
Yes.
Maybe housing, shelter, food, that's something you need every day.
Yes.
That should go to 50%. 30% you can put it to your other luxuries.
Yes.
Like you want to go out, you want to buy new clothes, you want to go for a vacation.
Yes.
That should be in the 30%. Yes. And the 20%, then you should save. You cannot spend everything that you've earned. Yes. So the 20%, there is savings.
Yes.
And in the savings, you should have an emergency fund. You should also be able to know, you should be able to give. It should be that, the 20%.
Yes.
You live with everyone around the society.
Yes.
And sometimes you may need your friend who is asking for some assistance.
That's true.
You have some fund
that
you're able to give at that particular time.
And in the 20% is tithe part of it?
Yes.
Yes.
No, sometimes it depends. If you are a Christian, you first get the 10% before getting to the 50, 20, 30. Because these things God has given us.
That is true.
And we should honor Him.
Yes.
We don't have, we are not entitled to anything.
Yes.
God is our source. So when God gives you the 100%, it is always going to set apart the 10%. The first fruit.
Yes.
Give it to God.
Yes.
Then you can budget for this other.
Okay. No, that's a good one. So what would you advise a young person out there or a young woman out there who is earning, let's say she has what we call, she's getting minimum wage, maybe 400, 500 a day, and this job is not coming every day, and they don't have an account. How will they end up saving up their money?
There are many ways they can save.
Yes.
Maybe you can be in a chama. Where you can be contributing some amount that you have agreed upon.
Yes.
And always in your budget, you should know what goes to the chama. You don't have to put everything in the chama and then you're not able to cater for your needs. Your children are sleeping hungry.
Yes.
And all the money went to the chama. Or you have spent on maybe clothes or luxuries. And it is not wise.
Okay.
So you can invest in a chama. You can have a chama.
Yes.
And also you can do other saving modes. Like in Britain, we have many saving platforms where you're able to save according to what you get. So if you have set maybe in front of my 400 shillings, I'll save the 100 shillings when I get it. We have such an account where you can save your 100 shillings when you get it. It's a flexible account just to build a fund. And it's a fund that is growing with interest. So you can have such an account.
And you how would you advise somebody in rural area or very interior areas? How can they access such a service? How can they access such a product if they want to be able to be saving slowly like that?
Okay, most of the times, like I am the financial advisor, we go to those places and we have forums with those groups. We tell them what to do. We open for them their accounts, and they are able to save well with their phones without any problem. Whether it's a smartphone or it's a local phone, you can always save.
Okay. I think that's a good one. Thank you so much for that. And I want us to discuss in terms of financial planning. There are people who are still not married and they want to know, how can I organize myself? How can I plan myself to save and invest? Some people are fearing women should not invest because if you get married, there should be issues. What kind of advice would you share with our audience on that? Like I'm a young lady, maybe 20 years, between even 18 to around 25. How would you advise them to look at investment, money matters, while they're still upcoming in their careers, in their growth? and something like that?
Okay, to such a young lady or a young maybe person, I would advise like, okay, in a Christian setup, we are always encouraged to support. Maybe if you're planning to get married one day and you have this a lot of accumulated assets, it is always going to support your spouse. And it is always also good if it's maybe so much you can give even to the charity homes. You can support the church or even the any religion that you're going to, you can support in charity works, maybe the orphans and such kind. But also it is always going to have your own investment. You always encourage to save for the future. And it's good, maybe if you are young and you have this investment and you have gotten to marriage, it's good to let your spouse know what is where. Because sometimes you find these people who do not disclose even those in marriage. Sometimes when the partner is not there, those assets, they are taken back to the government.
That is true.
But they could be of benefit to the people that are left.
That is true.
You should not stop saving because that you're getting married. No, when you get married, you should be able to support your spouse. You should be able to support, other communities and engage in other charity work.
And speaking of married couples, there are those that even I could have, like for me, I have my own account, my husband has his own account, and then we also have like a joint account where we save for emergencies or maybe future plans or investment. How would you advise when it comes to joint accounts to married couples?
That's
because it's a controversial topic everywhere.
Yeah, I know it's controversial, but everything it's about agreement. You agree, maybe in the home, this is what I will be taking care of, this is what you are taking care of. And for the emergency, for the joint account, mainly they should be maybe for investment, where maybe you want to build, you want to buy some assets, you can use the joint account for those investments. But for your other earnings, you could agree the wife should be refilling the gas, the husband is paying the school fees for the children, when it's a vacation, maybe it is the spouse who is taking the family out. I think it's a matter of agreement. One family to the other, they are different.
And I think this discussion should be also had in homes, between spouses, between mothers and daughters, fathers and sons, because I believe like financial matters should not start when somebody is in college or trying to get work. I feel like these are conversations that we should have with our children very young, and even we have started that in my family. We've started having conversations with our firstborn son who is about 8 years, and talking to him about, when you do a little bit of work here, we can pay you and put it in your saving account. And we've seen his attitude has changed toward work, toward money, so that he doesn't think it's just flowing from nowhere. That he knows that his parents are earning, they're working hard, and they're even saving to buy him, let's say, a bike. They're saving maybe for a vacation, for him to get good clothes. We are putting in the effort. So we've seen that starting that conversation early on will help him to have a healthy relationship with money. Because many of us, we don't have healthy relationship with money when we are young. And I think I'll also advocate that let us also have this conversation with our children, not thinking they're too young, they cannot handle it. They can handle it. And I feel like here in Kenya, we don't have a very good saving culture. What would you say about that?
About the children, there was challenge the other day from our church, by the way, if I may mention it. There's a couple that, we had a project to buy the seat for the church.
Wow, nice.
And this couple, you are told, now when the seat were bought, because they were bought the whole seats, the whole capacity of the church seats were bought by a family.
One family. In Kenya?
Here in Meru.
In Meru?
In Meru. And there is this, the way our pastor told us, this family, they engaged the whole family, from the youngest to the oldest, who is around 15 years. Then the family, like you're saying, they would give them some work to do and pay, and tell them, out of your pay, we are doing a project for the church. So you should also
contribute.
So
That's
it's a good
one.
culture. I liked it. And I
also
was saying,
it.
I think I've also started the conversation with my children.
Yes.
You know, you give them some cures, you pay them and tell them what to do.
Exactly.
If you're Christian, tell them, if I've paid your insurance, remember 10% is for
God. Exactly.
You know, and they will make sure they tithe it.
Yes.
If maybe you have taught them to rear some rabbits, some chicken, you know, they can sell them and whatever they get, you see.
Yes. No, that's
it's a good culture.
Yes.
And I think growing up, then they will learn how to take care of whatever they have, and they will value work.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know, like nowadays you see, like that threat you were told, I don't know, it was in the media, ilikuwa inaitwa Wajiro or someone who had so much money ilikuwa inamsumbua.
Yes.
You know,
he couldn't handle.
He could not handle it.
Amount of money, and you see where he ended up, and it's not so good.
It was not
so
good.
it's good as we are discussing now that let's have these conversations even in our homes.
Yeah.
Let's have it in our churches.
Yes.
Let's have it in our chama. I love about chama. I'm actually in 3.
Wow.
Chama for women. It's called and we do table banking.
Yeah.
And I think the next episode we're going to discuss more on table banking.
Yes, sure.
But it's good to break down financial matters and not make it a taboo, or when you're this age that's when you're going to discuss it. I believe that if we have it very young in our homes, in our children, there's so many mistakes they won't even do, and they will. There's a growth level they will go and respect money as well as work.
Yes.
And also be givers in the churches and in the community. And I think that's also important.
Very important.
Yeah.
Because when it starts early, they embrace it. By the way, children are, you know, they learn from what they see,
that's true,
from what they are told.
Yes.
So when they see, you go sometimes to the supermarket and they insist on something, you tell them, where is your saving?
Exactly.
You know, then next time you know, and now I need this saving too.
To get my own things.
The item that I want.
No, that's very good. Beaches, I wanted to also talk about a bit of what the difference between savings and investments. Because many people wonder, which is the best way to help my money grow? Especially either in the bank or even in certain groups, because nowadays in table banking, there's a bit of interest when you're saving and also when you're taking up loans. What would you say when it comes to saving and investment?
When it comes to saving and investment, you know, they go hand in hand. And sometimes you save to invest.
Sometimes you save to invest. Yes, that's true.
So savings, you build your money pole saving.
Yes.
Maybe today you have your 100 shillings, you top up your 200. Next day you come with your 50, you know. Your fund has grown.
Yes.
Now you want to invest it. Maybe you want to buy some chicken, rear them.
Yes.
You know. Yes. Now your investment will start giving you more money maybe to save.
Yes.
You know, it's a cycle.
That's true.
Now the chicken are giving eggs.
Yes.
Maybe or you're selling them for meat.
Yes.
That's an investment. Yes. So when we talk about savings, we encourage you to build a fund.
Yes.
Maybe in the chama. Maybe when we talk to Britam or insurance, we talk of money markets. Once with the money market, we have the compounding interest. You know, compounding interest, your money grows every day.
So for money markets, let's divert to that a little bit.
Yeah.
The compounding interest, is it per month or yearly?
Okay, the interest is declared annually. So when we say it is 13% per year, that means that can be broken down to per day, per second. You can know how your money is growing. You know, we won't wait for the whole year to tell you, your money has grown at 13%. Of course, by the end of the year, it will be more than 13% because of the compounding effect. So, you know, when it comes to such, you can even invest in such a market where we talk of passive investment. You don't have to have the tangible, maybe building where you're going for rent, or the chicken where you're taking the eggs. You can have your money, maybe now you've saved your 100,000 and you want to invest in a money market. That's a passive investment. Where your money is earning you money at your comfort.
At home or wherever you are.
Yes, and today we are advocating that so much to the women and even the youth.
And what's the minimum to put in the money market fund?
Money market account? Today, even at 100 shillings, you can start your money market fund with 100 shillings and keep building it. The secret is the building. You know, don't put your 100 and go.
Okay.
Come with 50, top up. Come with 20 shillings. With you in the M-Pesa, you can top up anything. So even with the young generation that doesn't have much, you can just invest there. And even if you have your millions, by the way, you don't have to put up the flat so that people can say, Renette is very rich. You see those apartments?
Yes.
You see that, big business? Sometimes when you calculate those running costs, you may find it will take you time before you get before you start getting, the return on investment. But if you came with your 10 million and put it in money market, maybe it will earn you like 100,000 every month at your comfort.
And maybe nobody will know that I have some money somewhere.
No,
so
you
nobody
just
will
live your
disturb
life.
me. That's a good one. That's a good one.
But then we really advocate for this to women. But it's okay. It's with the world we are living in today, and so many taxes and so many other things. Good also,
It's a better way of investing.
It's a better way of investing.
And I like that if you don't have to put $1 million at once.
No.
It's slowly you can build a fund.
Yes.
Let's say I want to open a money market fund for my son.
Yes.
Maybe right now he's 8 years. I want to do it for like for the next 10 years. When he's 18, I'll tell him about it. So between having that money market fund for him and having an account where I'm just putting money. So you're saying the money market fund is much better?
Yeah, it depends because now you're talking about your son, not yourself. Right? When it's about your son, allow me to talk about the insurance part of it. Because now you are the one building the fund for your son that you entrust him when he's 18 years. That one, I would advise to have a savings account. Maybe tunasemanga an insurance savings account where you as the contributor, you are insured. So God forbid if something happens to you, the fund is still there, and your child will benefit when they are grown. Maybe you will nominate a next of kin, of course, because they cannot be given this money when they are below 18. So you can have such a plan with an insurance cover. When you go to the money market, that is a pure investment. It has no insurance in it. And you see it also attracts the tax because in the money market we say the money that you've invested, every interest it earns, uki withdraw, the government will take the 15% without the tax. You see? So, lakini with this other saving account, with the insurance, the taxes are
that's a good one. Something even to think about and something for mothers out there who are thinking, which way can I save for my son? These are the options that are out there in the market. So thank you for highlighting that. I think we really appreciate. And I wanted to also discuss about debts. People are struggling with debts all over the world. But sometimes there's those what we call good debts and bad debts. Maybe you can highlight a bit. Matters debts.
Debts?
Yes.
Debts are good, that are bad, as you've said.
Yes.
And some debts are brought by the kind of the lifestyle you've chosen for yourself. And you see many women and the young people fall in debt because of living out of their means. So you want to copy someone, like women, I have a new dress. You also want the same and you are not able to buy it, you cannot afford it, so you go borrow to match my class that you are not able to match. So when those are to avoid such debts, you should always learn to live within your means. And the Bible even talks of being contented with what you have. And so when you have to borrow, have a strategy. Whatever I am borrowing, what is it for? We say you cannot get a loan to go and eat mandazi. How will you pay this loan? Right? And recently I had a conversation that even when you're starting a business, it is always wisdom to begin it with your savings. Then you can boost it with a debt or a loan. Because God forbid you began with a loan, then things don't work as expected. Now it's like you're killing yourself. You're not able to pay the debt. Here you have the business has collapsed. the next thing is suicidal thoughts, you get depressed.
Yes.
But if you began with a saving, then top up with a loan. You know, the savings at least will sustain you like for 6 months, 3 months,
That's
you know.
true. That's
then you top up depending on how your business is performing. And when you learn that, then at least you will not get into those bad debts.
That's true.
Many times bad debts are brought by, you know, I don't know, lack of good planning. Even when you know, I'm a Christian, the Bible says that even Jesus talked of no one will build a pillar anything without just sitting down and calculating the cost.
That's true.
So if you have to take this loan, ask yourself, which business am I beginning? Who are my customers? Where do I sell my goods? Maybe if you have to sell, maybe if it is in agriculture. Yes, I'm doing farming, you know. Is it the right thing to plant at this moment? Will I get, you know, my customers at the right time? Yes. So every time you have, kama ni lazima you get this debt, kama it's a must to get this loan, know where you're getting, why you're getting it, and what are you planning to do with this. Don't do it to compete with anyone. That's true. When you compete with anyone, you unajipata in bad debts. Everything is sold. Maybe they come recovering, they auction everything, and then.
And I think even when it comes to business, when I believe some pointers even to have is when you're starting business, you can also combine your passion with business so that, because sometimes there are bad days, and sometimes maybe passion can push you when you're having those bad days. Another thing is always have an account, because money in, money out, the bank will notice, and they will also want to come in when you're being consistent with transactions. And I think also something important is start small. Let us all live within our means. I feel like social media has also brought a lot of competition in our lives, and people have forgotten that sometimes it's just for show. That's not the reality. So I think it's important that people do live within their means, as you have said, that you can start small and grow. And even as you're growing, you can also get experts. So that you don't, because you cannot be an expert in everything, you can get a financial advisor, you can get an accountant, you can get, you know, someone even to handle your social media handles and what have you. So I think it's important we go step by step, as you're saying, even with in business matters in terms of loan. Why are you getting this loan? Can your business support this loan, or can your salary support this loan? And for those who are in chairmans, self-help groups, vegetable banking, if you're taking the loan from the group, can you able to pay it back? So that number one, you don't ruin your name in the village or in the community, and also able to grow your credit score even within that small group. So I think that's also important and a good lesson that we can all learn. Which is, there's something we've discussed about children and their savings. And I wanted to learn more. There's something that's called trust funds. How can a mom, a dad engage Britam to have a trust fund for their children? And what is a trust fund?
That's a good question. When we talk to saving for the children, for example, in Britain we have the education policies, where you can set a fund maybe for the education, or maybe you want it to be old education, where we know these days you don't have the child after even Form 4 or even after campus, they can start a business with the money the parents have set up, maybe to support them even to indulge in life and learn life experiences. So in such a case in Britain, we have those savings accounts that are the insurance saving, insurance, not just saving account, this insurance saving account, because it has the insurance part of it. And in those accounts, we have maybe, for example, that the parent is contributing some amount, maybe monthly or annually or whichever mode they have chosen. And in an event of maybe demise or even disability or even sicknesses, like critical illnesses, because the insurance comes with different, you know, you choose what you want. For example, if you want to be covered, the cover upon death is a mandatory. Others, like disability, it's a rider, an optional that you can choose or not. Maybe in case of critical illness, we are getting where parents, maybe some of them are very sick, maybe cancer, they can no longer work, they can no longer support their children, they can no longer give them that life they are used to. So with the life insurance, then we call waiver of premium. Whatever you're contributing, the parent is no longer has to pay. Maybe the parent is not there or has fallen into this other sickness or even permanent disability. Maybe they were involved in an accident. So we say there's a waiver of premium, whatever you're contributing. And God forbid, in case of death, whenever you are starting your policy, we ask you for a next of kin. A next of kin, of course, is provided by the parent to take care of the child before they are 18 years old. When the parent is not there, what happens to whatever they are contributing? Even when the return, maybe, for example, the insurance company waivers that premium, and the policy matures. Ila policy mature ni ile kusema sasa imefikisha ile time, we want this money we have been saving, we have been putting in there, who will give to the child. That is when now we talk of either maybe the next of kin or a trustee. A trustee ni a person appointed by Britain. Sasa wako na account ingine that you call trust fund. That trust fund ndio when the parent is not there, you know, they have the responsibility to know if the parent is there or not. Because maybe they may not get someone to tell them now the parent is not there. Maybe when they realize the contributions are no longer being limited, and now they start looking, so what happened to the parent? Why is the parent not paying? You know, they may be paying because maybe they have lost their job, others maybe have become sick, you know, they have to find out what happened to the parent. That's a good one. And when they fight, maybe the parent is no longer there, and the parent had lost her trust with them for this child. Now they own it up. We are not taking care of this child. And if the parent and said we start paying for him maybe in grade 6, you make sure that is done. If it was maybe a fund to boost him after college, even to take him to the university or to college, it is done as the parent and agreed. You know, insurance, you say we keep the promise. What did we say? As long as you have been contributing your contributions well when you are okay. Now when you are not able to contribute, we keep the promise. So if it is the next of kin, the next of kin will do what the trustee would do. You get? So you can even have, you know, sometimes parents are, you know, you are not even sure. You can even have a trust fund and even a next of kin. Yes. So
you can have the two.
You can have the two.
I think that's
it is around. So with when savings to the children, I always advocate for insurance. You know, sometimes people will help to save in a bank. Bank itakupea whatever you have saved.
That is true.
To the last day you are not able to save. Watakupea hii pesa yako, okay, tumemalizana. Sako will also do the same.
That's true.
But when it comes to insurance, you save it, keep the trust. When you want to know it's a risk. You don't know about tomorrow, and we pray that God will keep us long to see our children, you know, and to give them the best life. But because it is a risk just like any other, and maybe in insurance it's not about even the risk for children only. Maybe I will talk about it after this. That any risk, you know, there is always a way to manage a risk. Maybe you can avoid it. Maybe you can insure it, you know. And insuring a risk, it's a better part. Because avoiding it, you may avoid it today and tomorrow you are not able to avoid it.
That is true.
But when it is insured, you are, at least to have the peace of mind. You know, God forbid if something happens, my children are okay. And I'm also set for it. So for these risks, there are many. It is like taking a medical cover.
That is true.
You know, you don't know when you will be sick. But you can't take a medical cover when you are sick because it may not help you. You know, it is like just saying the way we say you insure your business. Maybe someone, that is their livelihood. But they are just there. Maybe one morning they wake up and nothing is there. Maybe there was fire, there was burglary, you know. There were floods and everything was swept. So to take care of this risk, we always advocate for insurance because insurance will carry that risk for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think
So,
that's a good one. That's a good one. And thank you for that, because now you're opening up our minds to insurance. Maybe somebody out there didn't know about the benefits of insurance. Somebody may think, oh, I'm just keeping my money here every month, but
no.
when any occurrence will happen, and as you're saying, risk in life, there are risks all over.
Yes,
and you don't know what can happen. You are sure that your children will be well taken care of, or even your spouse, because you can put them as a next of kin. That they'll also be taken care of when that particular issue arises.
Yeah.
So I think that's also a good product for families, mothers, dads, even young individuals to have that. Let's insure ourselves. I think anything can happen, and it's good, that insurances keep the promise. I didn't know that, now I know, and I'm very grateful for that lesson. And I think even as we wind up, it's good we talk about the benefits of knowing all this in terms of our money matters, because as you've touched on debts, you've touched on budgeting, you've touched on financial planning, that any young person out there, or any young woman, or couples who've not even heard about this discussion, they can have these discussions at home, and they can slowly open up an insurance account and save slowly, and they can come to your offices even for more advice, because you are readily available, and there's even more information that we have not discussed here that you can share with them.
Sure. About all this financial planning,
yes,
we say, when you're planning for your finances, there is talked about the savings, you talked about the investment, and in this saving and investment, that is when now we talk of the banks, you need a bank where now my dad maybe calls me and tells me, to me, I will just get into my bank
and send.
Sometimes you need a circle.
That's true.
Circle, those people that want good loans. You get a good loan from the circle, of course.
Because the interest is low.
Because the interest is low, and even they give 3 times 3 of your savings. They're also good. You cannot just say you get into insurance and leave these others.
Yes,
it's always good to balance. Yes. So you can even have a circle account whenever you need this good loan. Other than going to the bank,
you can have this other option.
You can have an option of getting it from the circle.
That's good. That's a good one.
The terms are more favorable to the business people.
Yes.
And also for risk.
Yes.
You get now to the insurance. Usikae tu seme mimi sitaki insurance, nataka bank. You need all of them, maybe.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
So I would like women, let us balance.
Yes.
We balance our monies.
Yes.
Where we are saving, where we are investing.
Yes.
Even investment, let us balance. Have that those chicken, rear them, do the farming.
Yes.
Rest those apartments, but this fund, have a passive account. When the economy is not doing well, with at least with the money market, the money will always grow hata kama kuna ile tunasema even if the interests are down, there is the capping. It cannot go below the 5%. You see?
Yes.
At least your money is
still earning
hata kama ni kidogo. Other than kushinda pale kwa your duka and not sell even
anything.
So it is always about balancing the money matters.
Yes.
When it comes to borrowing, why you're borrowing, what are you borrowing to do?
Yes.
So you don't just have all your salary paying debts, and you are not able to sustain your living. You cannot even go to that job. You cannot even dress well, And another thing may be, as you wind up, it's also good to think about retirement. And with women and even the young people, I would advise that retirement starts as early as now.
Retirement starts as early as now. That's a good one.
Start thinking about it.
Yes.
And that is why you find those that are employed. You don't have to ask your employers how I started deducting my pension. It is an automatic deduction.
Yes.
So even those that are in business, you can start thinking about your retirement and set up such a fund for your retirement.
That is a good
because
one.
one day you'll be old and you'll not be able to
To earn and work as you
will not be able to work.
Yes.
So you can set it for many years. In return, we also have the individual pension plans.
Okay.
You can open up and
start saving.
Yes. You start saving towards it.
Wow.
And also you can have a long-term account, maybe 10 years. After those 10 years, you get your money in lump sum, and you're able to invest it maybe in a passive account, like the money market, or even you can do any other investment. Then
you're sorted out.
You are sorted.
So for the retirement fund, sorry, before we finish, does it have an interest?
Yes, you know, these days you have the NSSF,
yes,
and also the NSSF is there's this bill that was passed in Parliament that there is the contracting out, the Tier 1 and Tier 2. You know, the president was saying, Makine, it is true, the 200 shillings that you are being deducted, if you say 200 shillings and you've worked for 20 years, that might not sustain you for long.
That is true.
If that is the only thing that you have for pension.
Yes.
So that is why this other Tier 2 was introduced, the NSSF Tier 2, where there is the extra deduction.
Yes.
And it is... the Parliament passed this bill that it can be contracted out even to those that have been regulated by the RBA, the Retirement Benefit Authority, and Britam is also in that panel. So when you open an account with such a pension account, and you remit your money every month, your money grows. And like Britam, I know they grant the interest at 13% last year.
Annually.
Annual. Last year. Yeah, compounding. Only 13%.
Yes.
Okay, NSSF, you've not heard of their declaration.
Yes.
But we encourage you to have this, private farm. Deal with it when you are sure your money is growing. That's true. So with the pension, you can have a locked account, maybe for a long period, and unajipea to discipline. This is my pension, this is my retirement package. And when I retire, at least I can get something to do.
That's true.
And even at retirement, we say, don't wait for, some people are like, when I retire, that's when I will begin this business. No. You can begin it before retirement, and you save towards it. Maybe after retirement, you want to do some investment, you want to begin to open a shop, you want to do some farming, you begin it early. Because after retirement, now that is when you see either pesa watu accumulate, they want now to build the flats. And that money may not even complete. So you see,
it has left you stuck. And you have a dead asset.
And there is no way you can borrow. There is no other income. You're just left there stranded.
Wow.
So we encourage the young people, start thinking about your employment, your retirement mapema. Build that fund, utakulia. Maybe after 60 years, God gives you another 40 years to 100.
What do you do? And you still need to eat and
lifestyle. You have to keep your lifestyle. Things have to continue moving. And sometimes at retirement, many people need good medical covers.
That is true.
You may not be able to get that medical cover you have been enjoying maybe at your employment. But if you have not set up anything,
it leaves you very vulnerable.
And there is the diseases that come with age.
That is true. That is true.
So that is all about savings. That is all about investment. Even as you start it, mapema sahi. Think about those old days. Think about now that you don't have children. When they come, how am I going to educate them? You see, and the education in Kenya is becoming expensive every day. Look at the parents that are taking their children to the university.
It's very expensive.
They are crying all over.
They are.
You need to plan ahead. You need to save for them. Don't just eat everything. Don't think you'll not get there one day. You'll be there, and you need something to keep you moving.
That is true.
So we encourage the young people, the women, let us learn to save. The little that you're getting, build a fund. It will help you one day.
Wow. Thank you, Beatrice. That was a wonderful session we've had. I hope our viewers have enjoyed. And we'll bring Beatrice again for more conversation on money matters. And thank you so much for tuning in.